a pork chop here, and I'm here with JimBob with Pet Paradise, and we're gonna find out what keeps his fire lit. Well, JimBob, always a pleasure. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, sir. Keep it real, represents Southside.
Think outside the ball.
That's right. Heard that somewhere.
Yeah, once or twice. I think I've got it on a shot glass somewhere. So I'm here for one reason only.
What's that?
Find out what keeps your fire lit. You run the reptile area here at Pet Paradise. And let's see, what's the address again? 307 Kellam Road in Virginia Beach. And you can see all this stuff here. And what you can't see behind you is another wall.
I like walls.
You do. And so much more back there. And we're going to take a little trip back there after the initial questioning. But yeah, I want to pick your brain a little bit on this.
All right.
You have no idea what's on this piece of paper other than the address.
Exactly. I like surprises. This is gonna be fun.
I'm surprised you're not naked.
Camera can't see below the belt.
I can. All right. So first question. This is a family business, and you grew up in this business. What was that like, and how did it shape your life?
Well, I thought it was normal because I grew up in it, so I didn't know any different. I thought everyone grew up doing what we did, which was trucking around up and down the East Coast, buying weird things, sleeping in cars, going to work instead of going to daycare. So yeah, I mean, it was all, you know. We also got access to all the coolest animals and some of the coolest people ever that you would ever get to meet. So it was looking back on it, it was actually a pretty wild and crazy experience that I'm actually very fortunate to have. So, get basically a very adventurous lifestyle from the start.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, has it shaped your life since then? Have you kept that pace up, traveling all the time?
Oh yeah, if anything, we travel more just to reach out and find more breeders, more animals. You know, we're always looking for the best quality and the best information up our game and the technology and everything, so that means more travel and to see more things.
Sweet.
Yes.
So what drew you to the reptile side of the business? Because Pet Paradise has more than just snakes and lizards. There's a lot more going on back behind this wall here, and you can probably hear a lot of it going on in the video.
Yeah, those are the birds. That's where got us our reputation in the first place. But
really?
Yeah. We were always a bird store first.
I did not know that.
And part of what got me into reptiles is I wanted to kick the bird department's butt. Like, I'm gonna whoop your guys' butt with the reptile department. No one suspects reptile department could do anything, and no one believed anything. And now I'm like, yeah, that's right. Let's go. But that's just the funny part. No, but we really got
sabotaged the bird department by marrying one of the ladies that worked with me.
We got and knocked her up, slowed her down. I made her take care of the kids instead of the birds, so I could surpass the sales. I planned this out. But
JimBob is not dumb.
Well, sometimes. But no, but really, what got me into this is like, well, being around animals. Animals were normal to me, but I've always kind of connected with a lot of them. But I was also a huge movie guy growing up, and my favorite movie ever was Jaws. So that made me want to be a marine biologist. And then I discovered you got to be really good at chemistry, and you're probably going to chase jellyfish and phytoplankton, and I was just like, no. And then I saw the movie Tremors. I'm like, that's kind of cool. And then a few days later, after seeing that movie, we actually got these things in right here, called a sand boa. And these things will burst out of the bedding, just like the worms in the movie Tremors, and grab their prey and pull it back under.
Oh, really?
And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world, so that's like, alright, I'm doing reptiles. Plus, at the time, there was like way less products to have to inventory and take care of, so like I was like, I can do this. There's like 5 things I have to worry about.
Right.
So half laziness, and also the animals are cool. And
Now look at you.
yeah,
You don't have time to be lazy.
no. Happy accidents. But just like, the further you get into the reptile rabbit hole, you realize how cool and like misunderstood they are. And it's kind of they're just amazing creatures. You're never not learning about them as you're around them. If you think you know something about them, you're going to be surprised.
Yeah, I've known you for what, 4 years, 5 years, something like that.
Yeah.
And I know one thing that you always comment on is the primal nature.
Yeah.
I know that's part of the draw as well.
It's also the primal nature. Getting back to nature kind of connects you. But I think a lot of people have a nature deficit, and they should have something to connect them back to it, so they understand what the whole circle of life is in the first place. I mean,
right. That doesn't mean run out and buy a snake just because you want to get back to nature.
No.
Well,
if you do, come to me first, but
learn first, then come to JimBob. That way you can unlearn everything that you just learn from him, and then get you a snake.
Or I can get you in touch with people that would know as well. But
yeah.
I don't know everything.
So. And you know what they say, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're the wrong room, huh?
Yeah. So what am I doing here?
Which brings us to the final question. It's the one everybody's dying to know. What keeps your fire lit?
Fire. And maybe a little bit of kindling.
Yeah.
When I wake up every morning, it feels kind of like I'm a cartoon. I literally, especially if you count the music side, I wake up, I go to work, sell snakes all day, and go home and get to play loud guitar. That sounds pretty cool. So when I think of, man, that sounds cool, it's like, wow, I get to do that.
Right.
And then I have this wonderful family. I have 4 kids, and my wife who puts up with my insanity and my crazy ideas and all this, and also my partner in crime buying all these birds.
I'm pretty sure she's wanted to kill you more than once.
No comment.
I've seen the look in her eye. It's true.
And easy being greasy.
Yeah, that's true. Hell, I've wanted to kill you more than one occasion myself.
What can you do?
But I still love you.
They don't say goddamn it JimBob for nothing. Yeah, well, what gives my fire lit is to continue to do better and push things forward and keep the quality up. And
keep pushing that envelope.
Yeah, because pet stores get a bad rep of, like, oh, you go to a pet store and get your blah, blah, blah kind of animal or this. And, some of the animals we sell here, you don't expect to see at a pet store anyway. We have some investment quality animals and breeding projects that are pretty dope. So. Yeah,
and I've talked to several people that have shopped here, and I haven't heard really any bad things. You take care of your animals, and that's obviously something that you do care about, because like you said, quality product is necessary to have a successful business.
Exactly. One thing I always like to say is, just because utopia can't exist, it doesn't mean you shouldn't strive to achieve it.
It's wow.
Because we know it's unattainable, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't try to be the best you can.
Right.
You don't just because perfection doesn't exist. So we'll do this. That's what everyone else does. And I'm like, well, why don't we just do this or this? Push things forward and try new ideas instead of just
because they say perfection isn't attainable. Why wouldn't you even try?
Exactly. Of course, when you're working with the quantity of animals we're working with, you have to make some compromise.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't put everything in a big zoo-size enclosure, so you have them in some motel-like enclosures, but it keeps them happy, warm, safe, clean.
Right.
And we educate.
Good. Good. I really like the fact that you educate instead of just saying, "Oh, you want this? Here, have it." That'll be this much money.
Oh yeah, there's so many fly-by-nights with this stuff. It's...
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that's help with the longevity of Pet Paradise, because Pet Paradise has been around since
1984.
1984. I was 3 years old.
I was 3 years old myself.
We're old.
Huh. Ish.
Yeah. We still got those fires. That's all that matters.
And the cool thing about being a reptile guy is reptile people have historically been kind of looked at as the rejects, so the guys that could never amount to anything or do anything. And so it's kind of cool to be that stereotype, but also be successful. So
You're stereotyped as such, but you don't fit the stereotype.
exactly, wolf in sheep's clothing kind of thing. To a point.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I don't know. I'm tired.
Now that we're done with the questionnaire, what do you say we do a little tour of the shop and see what you actually have to offer
Alright, cool.
around here?
We can do that.
So Jim Bob, why don't you introduce us to a couple of the animals you've got?
Alright. Well, we'll start with our classic ball pythons. These are probably the most popular pet reptile in the industry, for good reason. But they're small. You know, they get 3 to 4 feet on average. 3 foot on a male, 4, maybe 5 foot on a big female. They don't need big enclosures. You can keep, several of them in a rack system that's, plenty of room for them and neat and organized. So they're just very calm and tons.
Yeah, that
of
one
genetics.
looks real calm there.
Well, this one's, he's, a little spicy, but still calm. You pet him and love him and. Anyway, but they come in a lot of different genetic morphs, like co-dominant, incomplete dominant, and simple recessive. So, like, you get any color you can think of with a ball python these days, and they continue to blow me away with the genetic possibilities they have. So, and right here I have 2. This is a clown variation. I believe it's a super vanilla clown.
Very pretty.
It's kind of creamy. Looks like buttery or. Makes you kind of hungry. This is a high-intensity orange dream spider clown. That's just, looks like it's on fire. Then we get over here to the boa side of things, which are one of my favorite things to work with. I actually breed boas myself. Yeah, we have a really nice selection of these two. This is something called a sunshine sunglow boa, bred by a local guy in Greg Lawrence, who produces incredible animals. You can see the orange things on it just glows.
Yeah, it almost looks like an orange creamsicle.
Yeah, and they're just really cool. And boas are neat because they get a little bit bigger than ball pythons. They grow slower. This is something you get into if you just want more laid back. You're not really in a rush. You just kind of want to have a really cool animal. They're real fun. And then these are Brazilian rainbow boas. These are super popular.
Oh, that's pretty too.
They're called rainbow boas because if you get them in the light, they have iridescence, kind of like the bottom of a CD. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but they get about 4 to 5 feet. They get real bright red and orange. Just incredible looking animals. And then last, another boa. This is something called a VPI or tyrosinase positive albino. It gives it that kind of creamy color, and it's just another one of my favorite. Just a simple morph, but the really cool thing is the tail. It's almost
wow,
very tribal-y.
Yeah.
Ooh, and this one's being spicy too. See? Yeah, those are just some of the snakes there.
Okay.
And if we come over here, everyone loves a good bearded dragon, so we have tons of baby bearded dragons. This is a staple pet lizard. They're like the Labradors of lizards. They literally hatch out tame. A kid can have one of these. As long as you can maintain a good feeding schedule, they're great pets. Medium maintenance, not too bad.
Clean the tank once a week, depending.
Clean the whole cage once a week. Spot clean it daily. It's good. Actually, really good. Like growing up, that's what kept me out of trouble. I had to take care of my animals instead of going out and doing other things. So
you went out and did those in later years.
Yeah, I was. More tired.
And looky here.
Here's our dart frog displays. Now, of course, the lights are off because we're closed, but I do find them come. They kind of come out when the lights over the overheads are off, but the store lights are still on.
No, these are the dart frogs that you hear about, like the poison dart frogs that indigenous tribes used to use for.
Yeah, in the wild they would still be technically poisonous because of the insects they eat. I forget what exact insect it is.
Oh, really? That's what gives them the.
Yep. But in captivity we feed them fruit flies, so they're completely harmless. So if you ate one of these, they give you a little bit of indigestion, but it wouldn't hurt you.
All right. Well, I know what's for dinner.
Not that I recommend it, but you know.
All right. I hear Porky back there. Can we go say hi to Porky?
Yeah, let's go say hi to Porky.
Porky's fantastic. And here we have Porky. Porky's kind of the star of Pet Paradise.
She's a yellow nape Amazon, I think.
A what?
A yellow nape Amazon. I believe that's what she is. Might want to double check with my wife. But we were at Pirate Gulf, and we found her on the pirate ship. So we rescued her from a Pirate Gulf in Florida. No, we didn't do anything. Came from a barber shop. And an older guy that had her couldn't keep her anymore. Decided that we could have her as long as we keep her. So now she lives here with us forever and entertains everyone.
Yeah. Oh, she's a sweetheart.
Porky. Hello, bird.
Hello, bird.
Hello, little cracker. Meow. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, pretty bird. Hello, little cracker.
Wow.
Meow.
Hey, la la la.
Hello, bird.
Hello, Brownie.
Hello, little cracker. Meow. Meow. Hello, little cracker.
Nope.
Hello.
Hello.
Now that we're done here at Pet Paradise, I think we're going to run to JimBob's secret stash where he does his breeding.
Not my bedroom.
Not his bedroom. That's exactly what I was about to say. But we'll be back shortly. Now we're at JimBob's breeding ground. And what you got there, JimBob?
I got me some Leachianus.
So, do tell.
These are actually the world's largest species of gecko.
They are some chunky boys.
This one's a girl, I believe.
Oh, chunky specimen.
Yes. This is a girl, this is a boy. But yeah, they're like the world's largest species of gecko. They're like swampy, weird turds.
Swampy, weird turds.
Yeah, you keep them in a tub.
Why didn't we not write a song called that?
Oh, you never know what can happen in the future.
True.
They like to hang out in cork burrows or like the hollow trees out in New Caledonia.
Are those full grown?
These are adults. They can still get a little bit bigger, but the goal is to get some really, really big ones because you can get some giant ones that are just monsters. But
Yeah, you're all about the big ones.
in more ways than one. Yeah, these are cool though.
Do you ever name your reptiles?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Some, I mean, like simple names: Bob, Gus, Steve,
Just something to keep track of them.
Eleanor. I like Eleanor. That's a fun name.
It is, and very Edgar Allan Poe-ish.
Yeah. So yeah, those are some of the geckos. I got gargoyles and stuff too. But most of those we have over at Connor later. So yeah. This is what my main focus has been lately, are some of these boas. I like to hide.
Ah.
Or my Surinams.
Oh, look at that. That's gorgeous.
Now this is basically what it would look like straight out of the wild.
Oh, really?
In Poquegron, Suriname, which is a province of Suriname, South Carolina, or not Carolina, South America.
With the tail as sharp as it is, too?
Yeah. That's a natural snake. That's not genetically modified or anything
Oh, wow.
mutated. That's just natural beauty, which is, I like to have that in my collection too, just to keep everything balanced out, so you remember what they look like. It's one of my favorite ones.
Well, it's gorgeous. I can see why.
She's usually pretty sweet too. And then I got her boyfriend. When they get older, they'll make sweet love. He's a little bit different. He's a little bit different color, not as pretty, but look at the job done.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's capable of laying that seed.
Hopefully. My laundry caught this male sired 2 litters this year.
2 litters?
Which for a boa is actually not too common. I mean, it happens, but usually boas, they're invested lovers and they mate for like a month, and then it takes a lot out of them, so they usually don't do it again. But he went right back to it and knocked up the second female. So
You're taking a page out of your book.
Touche. Here is a boa I produced back in 2016 with a buddy named Vic. She'll be ready to breed this fall.
Holy wow. That thing is as thick as my forearm.
Yeah, she just ate a rabbit not too long ago, so she's full of poop. But that's a VPI jungler, which is VPI T positive albino, hypo, which is hypo melanistic, so it pulls out some of more of that melanin. Mix those two, it makes it that sun glow. And then it also adds jungle, which adds that aberrant pattern, which is that stripe. So, and it's got pink panther, which is that pink on the side, that's a polygenic trait, which is more of a line bred thing than a.
What about the black specks?
That's part of the VPI. You can compare that. Alright, sorry, girl. That one is with the jungle. So here is one. Here's without the jungle. With a regular boa pattern. Still the pink panther. Just minus the jungle, so that the pattern is less aberrant, more normal. One of my newest favorites. A VPI Aztec from Tom Burke. Of course he's in shed, so he's not going to be as pretty.
See, the colors are kind of dulled because of the shed, right?
Yep.
And how long does it typically take for them to shed?
He'll probably shed within a week.
Yeah.
Yep.
And still a pretty creature.
Yeah. I'll also do some corn snakes.
You said they were kind of your thing there.
One of my Okatee corns here.
Beautiful.
These are another snake that if you go down to Okatee Hunt Club, South Carolina, like Jasper County area, you find corn snakes that look just like this in the wild. So this is another one of those natural animals. It's my favorite corn snake. And a guy named Howie Sherman, who's another local breeder, he's the guy that kind of inspired me to like get into these things in the first place. And then another local guy, Vic Martino, showed up in my store, gave me a pair of Abbott's Okatees, and that's what kind of launched it off from there. So, and now I have this and a whole rack full of Okatees that I've grown up. You gotta get mine. This is more my pet. I don't breed these guys. I don't like iguana friend. You gonna behave today? Banana pectinata. Spiny tail iguana. It'll be bright yellow as he gets older.
Really?
Yep. Really tame though. You can kind of see the yellow coming in, but he's my buddy. He Netflix and chill. Not that way. Yeah. Oh wait, one more. Sulphurus.
Was this the one you pulled out earlier? Oh, wow.
Spilodius sulphurus. Tiger rat snake from South America.
And those eyes, man, they're huge. They almost look like Google eyes.
One of the smartest snakes I've ever had.
Really?
You can watch them puff up.
Yeah, I saw that.
She knows I'm not food, but she also knows something's up. So.
Leave me the hell alone.
See, she's not that big, but I still give her this 4x2. She's so active. She uses every bit of this cage.
All right, JimBob. Well, I appreciate you having me out and being the
Oh, sorry. Forgot that.
the first interview on keeping that fire lit. So, thank you for showing me what keeps your fire lit. And on to the next one, my friend.
Hooray.
Hooray. And you know what to
Keep
say.
that fire lit. And stuff.
You know what's up. Deuces.